Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Good evening. Yeah, so I come back with the second episode, and I think one of the things that I wanted to do with this platform, no ways. Yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Kuzon Gwabene, your favorite author, the author of the Necessity of Therapy for Black Parents. And yeah, for me, I wanted to use this platform to just share my thoughts and my experience and what I've also learned from this life thing, this life journey. Sometimes it might take my story for someone to view their story at a better angle or at a better view, and that's what should be our contribution in this universe. So yeah, I'm glad that I can be able to do this and give some insight into life as a whole. But today I want to talk about my second book that I'm working on. The title of the book is The Absence of Parenting for Black Parents. And one would say, why are your books centered around parenting or parents, or the setup nje? Why would my topics on what I write always based on that? And the simple answer to that is just experience. Someone saw that I'm working on a book, my second book, and also the title, and they came up to me and asked me, is this book about you not having parents, or what is it? So I felt like a lot of people want clarity on that, as much as I keep on posting the absence of parenting, the absence of parenting. So people are starting to think, is this coming from a personal story of me not having parents or whatever? But it's part of that, but this book is just broad. I wanted to tackle the whole parenting setup, emotional parenting, physical parenting, soft parenting, spiritual parenting, all those aspects, whether you have both of your parents, or you have one parent, or you don't have them at all, but there are some relativeness in how we were raised, whether we did not have them or we have them. So there'll always be that relativeness when it comes to emotionally how you were raised, or physically or mentally. So for me, I wanted to tackle such a topic, saying the absence of parenting is not only about not having parents, but it's about everyone, whether you have parents or not. But for me, from a personal experience, it goes deeper, because I grew up in a setup where I was raised by my guardians. I didn't have my own parents, and it impacted my whole life. It impacted how I saw life growing up or going forward, and how I at that time saw my future. I grew up in a setup where it was not conducive to my well-being, and I had to really suck it up, you know what I'm saying, for a lack of a better word. I had to bottle all those things up and then just keep going. And one would say, or one would ask, did you have a choice? And at that moment, I didn't have a choice. It's either I had to be in that setup or I'd be on the streets. So I chose to be in that setup till I know that one day there will be a way, you know. So it really had a huge impact on my life. Losing parents at an early age is not something that we are not prepared for, you know. No one can prepare you. No one can even comfort you. As you grow, there are things that you get to achieve. Each milestone always reminds you that something is lacking in your life. There's no special person. There is special people, but those specific people that brought you here are not here to see what they created, what you are amounting to. And it's one of the things that affected me while I was growing up, you know, passing it at school, or even a simple thing as writing an examination, and you get that no one says to you good luck, but you're living with, you know, people, but there's no one that wishes you good luck, and you just go with your own motivation. But sometimes it's not enough. We need people, especially our parents, we need people that will just give us the motivation to keep going, you know, even when you're feeling down. Some people that we can always run to when we are going through life, different circumstances and situations and all of that. So it's one of the things that I lacked, and it's one of the things that I emphasize on the book. I dive deep into the book. That's why I'm writing the book, so that everyone that gets a chance to read it, they will get to understand where I come from and how this has impacted my life from where I was to where I am today. So writing this book for me has been challenging, emotionally draining. Every time I get to write each chapter, I get to feel that I've let go of something. It's like every time I write it, I heal, but then it drains the hell out of me. It does, because that's when I realized, damn, I tolerated a whole lot of things just because I wanted to be the perfect kid, or the most obeying kid, that one kid that you can always rely on. But all of those things never resulted in those people appreciating me for the kindness that I carry, or the kind of person that I am, or I was at that moment. So I felt like I was being used, you know, maybe because I'm not their child. Those things, they keep on piling up. They add to your mental issues if you have them, or if you don't have them, you develop them. So it's one of those situations that you have always tried to just manage, but you haven't been able to manage. One of the main reasons that led to me writing this book is the treatment that I got from my home setup. How I was was treated and how I continue to be treated even when I'm, but now it's much better because I'm no longer in that space. I have my own place, I'm doing my own thing, but it keeps coming back. You always think about, could it have been different if I was their kid, or if my parents were alive? How would have my life turned out? And just so many questions and little answers. So for me, I'm writing a book not only for just the healing side of it, but that inner kid that is in me that wants to be seen, that wanted to be appreciated, that wanted to be loved, and be cared of. It's all of those things that I wanted. And I know every time I get to talk about this, it gets emotional because I get deep into the thinking side of it. So it's really challenging for me to even be here and talk about it. That's why I prefer writing down. But I was like, yes, the other side of me has to go into writing, and the other side has to be me speaking about the situation. And I'm just glad that every day I'm getting better. Like I said in my previous episode, I said healing is a lifetime journey, and every day I work for myself, to myself, into myself. Everything that has to do with me, I work for it so I can continue to heal, so I can continue to experience life at a better version. Someone is about to look up to me. I have to be a better version for myself, and the things that I'm going to do, the things that I'm already doing, I expect myself to be present. And the only way for me to win this journey is for me to continue to write and talk about it. And I'll dive more into the book as we continue with the preparations. So